if you're going to play after high school, you're going to play post-secondary, you have to be that dedicated to your craft and your sport if you're going to be successful.
Hey everyone, it's Pete Halliday. Welcome to another edition of Hometown PTBO. This is Jared Wayne, born in Ottawa but raised right here in the borough. A good North Ender.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. You've been busy the last couple of years, and we'll get to that. And,
Yeah.
and you got a busy spring and summer ahead. But so you're born in Ottawa because your dad was a CFLer. He played in the Canadian Football League. Former Rough Rider, and then you get to Peterborough pretty young in your life, right? How old were you when you moved here?
It's a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 when I first moved here, but yeah.
That's the only place you really know then.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as home.
Yeah.
So you grow up sort of out by Trent and Woodland Acres. You go to Eddie Heights and Adam Scott, just like myself, man, eh?
There we go.
Former Lions.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we got like 8 touchdowns combined. You have 6. I got the other 2.
Yeah.
But what was your experience like growing up in the north end of Peterborough? What was it like? What do you remember?
This is home for me, like you said. This is what I know. I love coming back here every time I get a chance. But I couldn't ask for a better childhood growing up.
Yeah.
Great city to grow up in, and like I said, I love coming back any chance I get. So.
Typical childhood for you in Peterborough. I understand. You grew up playing hockey, and backyard rinks. I don't know if your dad made one or whether you hit the outdoor canal or what.
Yeah, funny enough, I thought I was going to be a hockey player growing up. That was my dream.
Someone told me you were pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Who would you play with? Like, who were some guys that you played with that are now playing junior or in the pros?
Well, played with Barrett Hayton a couple years.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys growing up. But I always love hockey. Still love hockey. Still watch it.
Who's your team?
I'm a Sens fan.
That Ottawa connection.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Love it. Okay. Then football. When did you get into football? Not till you got to Adam Scott, or did you play Kinsman? Like, when did you get into that?
Well, I played a couple years of Kinsman growing up when I was about 8 and 9. Then transitioned to hockey. Kind of wanted to focus on that for a little bit. Was having more fun doing that, and then things didn't work out. So flipped back to football going into high school, and never looked back since.
So after Adam Scott, I know you went down to Trinity College as well. What was your experience like there? I mean, obviously I know what they can do in the classroom there, but football-wise too, was it a good experience for you?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of fun. The campus is something else. I think they have like 400 kids in the high school, and the campus is massive. So it was really almost like a feel for college before it actually happened. Having like an actual campus, and the football program was great. Made a lot of great friends that I talk to this day, and another great experience I had.
Yeah, it's tight-knit, right?
For sure, for sure.
So now you flip down to the States for a brief period, and then you end up at University of Pittsburgh. And that's going great. Talk about that a little bit, how that's going and the year ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a dream come true. I've always, dreamed of playing on the biggest stage, and playing in front of thousands of people every Saturday is something else. It's very surreal, so I'm grateful for that. Pittsburgh is a great city. I love it there. I love living there. Ever since I stepped on campus when I first got the offer, I just got a great vibe from the city.
So like 4 years ago, you're watching college football, just like the rest of us. Like, as you say, thousands of people. And now here you are. You're right in the middle of it. It must be a rush.
Yeah.
Game day, Saturdays.
Yeah, I remember my first game coming out of the tunnel. I was just shaking, and my coach told me to be ready. I didn't end up getting in the game for that one, but I just remember coming out of the tunnel like eyes wide open, shaking. It was something else, and I mean I still get a rush every time I come out that tunnel for sure. But it's a great experience for sure.
Talk a little bit about your dad. Obviously, a huge role model for you. Mm-hmm. Played professional football. How big of a part has he played in your career so far? Yeah,
he's the one that got me into football. Really, he's the one that instilled the love I have for it. So I owe a lot of my success to him for sure. He laid out the blueprint for me, and kind of showed me the way. So
When did you first discover the young lad was pretty good at this football game?
Well, it's funny because Jared, I always thought was interested in sports, and it was a Saturday morning. He was about 3 years old. I was lying in bed watching English Premier League soccer, and he runs in my bedroom saying, "Dad." He saw the soccer game on, and he stopped. I didn't say anything, and he sat there and watched soccer until halftime. Then got up and walked out of the room. It's like, huh. So the next day I brought him to the field, started kicking a soccer ball around, and so I knew he just loved sports, and he was coordinated and had all what you'd take to be a good athlete. So yeah, I knew from the get-go he was going to be a good athlete.
You were as well, obviously. I mean, a former CFLer, and just talk a little bit about that. How you've been able to bring that and move it on to your kids.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I reflect on my athletic pursuits and the things I wish I could have done that I know now that I didn't know back in those days. So I was able to pass some of that off to Jared and his siblings. But yeah,
you don't seem to me like a guy that you put a lot of pressure on them. Like you were there. I'm gonna guess that you know, and provided whatever they kind of needed or wanted. But you don't seem like the type of dude that was like forcing them to do anything.
No, only thing I really expected of them was if you can make a commitment, you stick to your commitment. So you join a team, you make it to every practice.
You're all in.
Yeah, you're all in. There's no half stepping. And so and both him and his sister were good athletes, and they enjoyed playing and enjoyed going to practice. So that made it easy for me. It was a pleasure, and watching these guys do their thing for sure.
He's obviously, you know, a heck of an athlete, but he seems like a very well grounded young man as well.
I think he gets that from his mother. His mother is a little calmer. I was a little bit of a wild man when I played. I just, maybe for the position I played, linebacker. But Jared's a cerebral kind of athlete, and he'll watch, learn, and learn from his mistakes, and try to improve on what he's doing next time. So yeah, he's a cerebral type of athlete, whereas I was a little more just more of a boisterous type of animated type of character for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a fair question. I'm just kind of interested. Does he remind you of anyone that you played with or watched or played against?
No, not.
No?
I can't say he reminds me of any particular athlete, but you know, there's certain things he does that remind me of certain guys I see on TV. I'll see wide receiver do something like that. Well, I see my son do that kind of deal, right? Or I know my son can do that. So he's his own athlete. I think he takes a little bit of skills from a lot of different type of receivers. And the best analogy I've heard of a wide receiver or wide receiver group is you want it to somewhat simulate a starting five of a basketball starting five, where you have your point guard, your power forward, your swing forward, your center. And because each of those players bring different skill sets to the game, just like a wide receiver should, and also our wide receiver group should. And Jared would be either the power forward or the center type of receiver, big body possession receiver, and as well as he could do some the things that big men do now in basketball as well.
Okay, let's talk more about Peterborough, because the feature is all about Peterborough. Quickly,
for sure.
You come home. You don't have a lot of time when you get back here, but where do you like to go? What do you like to do? And I know you've been giving back a little bit, doing a little coaching with kids and stuff. So,
couple spots I love to eat, either OMG or Ariana. Those are two spots I love. Obviously, Boston Pizza is a Northland spot I'll hit sometimes. Actually, coming back this time, I was kind of disappointed. Two Dishes, that was another go-to spot I had.
Are they closed now?
I think so. I think they're just doing like catering or something like that.
All right,
yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I love just
I like that you hit the local places.
The
mom and pop shops.
For sure. Got to stay original for Peterborough, but I love just driving around the city, like driving past Edmondson Heights or Adam Scott. Just bringing back some old memories, having some flashbacks. It's there's nothing like it. There's nothing like home.
All right, well, we got to get you on the Adam Scott Wall of Honor. I think that's a no-brainer, so we'll make that happen.
I'll make that happen for sure.
You'd be right beside me, which would be quite an honor. No, I'm just kidding you.
For sure.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck this year. I know it's a big year for you, draft year. Obviously, the goal is to get into that NFL draft and get noticed, and understand that's a good possibility, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, thank
right
you.
on. Good luck, pal. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Hometown PTBO, brought to you by Darling Insurance.